All right, Wanderers. I said a boom, chicka boom. I said a boom, chicka boom. I said a boom, chicka rocka, chicka boom. I said a boom, chicka rocka, chicka boom. Uh-huh, uh-huh. All right, all right. One more time, one more time. Quieter. I said a boom, chicka boom. 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 I said a boom, chicka rocka, chicka boom. I said a boom, chicka rocka, chicka boom. Okay, okay. One more time now. All right, class. For this month, our theme is going to be on flowers. Today, we're going to know what a flower is, and we are going to be exploring different types or different parts of a flower, okay? Now, this theme is going to last us throughout the weeks, and we're going to have a whole bunch of fun activities to do throughout the month. Are my friends ready? Yes? All right, well, first, I would like to pass around my flower. And as you pass around my flower, I want you to focus on the flower, the stem, and the roots. Go ahead. Go look at my flower. See how it feels? Remember when we did our last one? Our last theme, is it soft? Is it smooth? Is it hard or bumpy? Do my friends remember? We spoke about different textures. Can you tell me how the flower feels? I wonder how it smells. Now that my friends have felt my flower, I would like to read a special book to you. The book that we are going to be reading today is called I Can Grow a Flower by DK. All right, class, clap once if you hear me. Clap twice if you can hear me. Clap 3 times if you can hear me. Good job. How did you enjoy the book, I Can Grow a Flower? So in order to grow a flower, we do need soil, we need seeds, we need water, and we need a little flower pot. And guess what? Shh, I got a secret. In class, this month, we are going to be growing our very own flowers. How cool is that? Miss Brittany got a seeds and a pot and some soil in order to grow flowers. But before we grow our flowers, I want to make sure my friends understand different parts of the flower. And we also have to understand how are we going to measure our water. I'm going to be explaining this to you because if we put too much water in the flower, it may be very unhappy and sad. So we have to put just the right amount. I bought a special friend today, and it's my felt board. And I just want to show the class again since we already saw the flower and we read on how to grow a flower. I want to go over different parts of the flower just one more time. So up here we have the flower. And remember, it could come in different colors. It could come in yellow, pink, white, purple, whatever color the seed may grow. Next, we have the leaf, which comes up, and the leaf is green. We have the stem. This is the stem of the leaf, and the leaf, and the flower. And then we have the roots. The roots of the flower is how our flower would drink up all the water. Just like how we like to drink when we get very thirsty, flowers like to drink water as well. And it makes them very happy and strong, and it helps them grow. Now, before we divide into groups, and start to begin our science project on growing our flowers and taking the seeds and put into a soil, I want to talk about different concepts of measuring. Today we are going to be using teaspoons and tablespoons to help us measure the water and to how much water we need to put into the soil to help our seeds grow. So to help us understand measurement, I drew a little board here, and I want to show the different ways we can measure capacity. So I have 3 cups here. 1 cup is showing more than, another cup is showing less than, and another cup is showing equal. Friends, can you tell me, why is this cup more than this cup? That's right, because it has more water. The water is up here. It's not all the way to the top just yet, but the cup is almost full. And that is right, this is less than, because this has less water than this cup. But I wonder, why is this cup equal? What do you notice about this cup that makes it equal? That's right, yes, this cup is equal because it is filled. The cup is filled to the top, which makes it equal. So when we're looking at measurements of capacity, we want to think, can my friends put on their thinking caps? That's right, we want to think about what's more than, what's less than, and what is equal, which is what is full. Okay? All right. Now, friends, now that we looked at how we can measure capacity, I want to go over our measuring rules. Are you ready? I have 3 rules that we need to listen to. The first rule, can everybody say rule number 1? That's right. Count each cup you use as you fill your container. So, we count, this is our cup, this is our container. Remember, we before spoke about more than, less than, and equal. So I want my friends to use equal parts of water, okay? So your tablespoon should be equal when you're filling your container. So here I have an equal tablespoon to fill my container. We're gonna count 1, 2, and 3. Good job. All right, friends. My next rule is you must fill your container to the top, but don't overflow. So as we are filling our container here, we're gonna fill our water to the top, but we have to make sure it's not coming over our container, not overflowing. We don't want too much water. We want to make it, do you remember, friends? We want to make it equal. So we're just filling right to the top. And I'm gonna leave my rules up on the board so my friends can remember. And if they want to run back to the board to see where we need to measure it, my friends can use that as a visual. That is okay too. Right, my last and final rule before I break you guys up to start an exciting project is you must make sure your cup is filled to the top every time. So when we're measuring in our cup, we want to make sure it's to the rim. So this is the correct way to do it. We don't want it halfway and then count our cups. No. See pictured here? Our tablespoons are filled to the top, not overflowing, but to the top every time we put into our container. So let's summarize, friends. We're going to use equal parts on our tablespoons to pour into our container, okay? When we're using equal parts, we're going to count. We're going to count 1, 2, and 3. We have to remember as we're filling our tablespoons up, we are filling it to the top, but we are not overflowing our tablespoons. That is correct. Last but not least, as we are filling our tablespoons, we want to make sure there is equal amount of water as we're pouring into the container. The first pour could be full, and the second pour, if we do it halfway, is that equal? No, it's not. It needs to be full every time we pour. Good afternoon. So to help students understand the measurement of capacity and to help understand how much we want to pour into our tablespoons or container without overflowing, I decided to do a activity in the classroom to help develop where they can view visually where we want to stop. Outside of our STEM project with flowers, with planting and watering, I want to do another activity within the classroom. This activity, it could be found on the bottom of the lesson plan located in materials. I will be using materials such as containers wrapped around with blue painter's tape. I will also have water with red food coloring dye. I will ask my students in groups in a separate activity, again, that's separate from our planting activity, to help judge how much water we need in order to fill up to the line. This will help students measure the amount visually about stopping at the line, and if we go over the line, then we are overfilling and we are over measuring. Once students are done, and again, you can do this in a group activity, you can do this in an individual activity, or you can even have this at your sensory table. I will invite my students to pour at the line and then observe from the far. I will also give them the opportunity to stop as many times as they need to and to take their time to adjust the amount of water that they are pouring until we reach the line. I would then ask questions like, why did you continue pouring anyway after we passed the line? Or why did you stop right there at the line? And why didn't you continue to pour? I will also do extended learning, and as I have my two containers in front of me, I will pour different amounts of water in each container. One container I may purposely overfill the line, and that way we can measure why is this too much water in it by weight. I seem to have poured this over the line, but it seems a little heavier than this one. I think our flour needs a little bit more water, which means that it weighs less. Then it weighs more, which is heavier. Again, I will allow my students to discover, experiment, and explore these different terms of measurement and capacity. So these are the different ways I will be introducing mathematical concepts into our STEM project overall as a group within the whole month of the theme of learning about flowers. After we learn about flowers, I may integrate that math into different aspects throughout the month. As an assessment to the mathematical concept, I will encourage parents as well as students to pour different things at home or while we're in school. I will ask parents to help encourage students for their children to pour milk into cups. Again, we can put a tape around the cups so we can visualize and understand where we need to stop, where the top is, what is more than, what is less than, and what is equal to. I will also encourage parents and students alike to start pouring things such as syrup on pancakes. As you saw during my circle time, my motion of this lesson plan, I will be introducing a flower. And with introducing a flower, I wonder what parts of the flower there is, and I will start to point out the flower, the leaf, the stem, and the roots, and I will introduce different parts of the flower and what each part will do. I will ask prompting questions such as, what is this? Will it grow if we do not add water? Does a flower need water? What if we added juice to the flower? Will that help a flower grow? What if we put too much water or less than water? What would happen to the flower? And I will also ask about sunlight. Do we need sunlight in order to grow a flower? How much sunlight do we need in order to grow a flower? So these are some of the things that we will be learning and discovering throughout our STEM activity that again can extend throughout the month or 2 months, depending on which way we're going to go with it. To extend our learning, with learning about flowers, we'll be reading the book called I Can Grow Flowers. I believe it is called, yes, I Can Grow a Flower by DK. We'll be reading that, and I'll be introducing our book in the beginning during circle time, so then we can understand different parts of a flower. Again, what does each part of a flower do? What's its responsibility? And what do we need in order to grow a flower, such as sunlight, such as water, such as the seeds and the soil. To extend our lesson as well, growing our flower is our science project, and our art project, I will have children make finger painted flowers as we are waiting for our flowers to grow and as we're watching them to grow. So children will be able to express their creativity and be able to paint what they think their flowers will look like. They'll be able to use their fingerprints, the edge of their fingers, as well as open palms in order to create their flower. For more of a research activity, again, as we're watching our flowers grow and as they're growing throughout the weeks and the months in our classroom, one of our research activities that we can do as we do go outside, we can explore the outside world. We can pick up different leaves, we can pick up flowers, we can also find different materials. We can examine them and look at them. After our nature walk, I will encourage children to pick up any flower they like, whatever flower they see on the curb as we go through our walk. After we collect them, when we go back into the classroom, we'll be doing a group project. Our group project with the flowers that we have collected, we'll be creating a big flower collage. That is collective between the Wondrous class, and we'll be able to post it right outside our classroom so the whole school could see our beautiful flower collage. As an assessment, once we are done with the activity or going towards the end of the activity, I will start to pass around the flower one more time. I will also use activity worksheets and other fun games to see if my students remember different parts of a flower. For example, I can pass around this and ask, I wonder what part of the flower this does. Where are the roots? I can't find the roots. Are the roots located here? So I would do different things as this to see if they acquire their knowledge of a flower. I can also play a matching game. Here I have different parts of a flower with the visual picture and the word flower. I have seeds. I have stem, the picture of the stem. I have leaf, and I have roots and soil. So I'll be using these visual cue cards as we are reading our book during circle time, and then I will reintroduce these cards as a game. I can laminate it, I can put a little sticker on the back, and I can also place it on the felt board here. So they can play a little game, they can match up each part of the felt board on there, and I can leave it on the side where it could be a puzzle or a little game. Again, throughout the weeks, extended time, month or 2 months, we are doing this activity and theme on flowers. A couple of the activities I would like to incorporate in my lesson plan is a game of hide and seek. I would like to hide a lot of flowers throughout the classroom and have students look for specific flowers. So, for example, we can categorize flowers like, I'm looking for red flowers, and then they put the red flowers in a basket. I'm looking for white flowers, and they can categorize white flowers, put them in a basket. Another fun thing that we can also do is, as we're talking about parts of the flowers, I may use artificial and hide them around the different parts. So then I can call out, I'm looking for the stem of the flower. I'm looking for the leaf of the flower. Where are my roots? Again, it could be pictures, it can be artificial. We don't have to actually get the flower. We can print it out and laminate it. And that way, the children could go around the classroom. It could be a little music and movement. Give time children to stretch out, but then they're also critically thinking, they're processing, they're bridging the gap, and it's also a fun assessment activity to help children basically put the pieces together.